is headquarters. Somebody just shot out the front glass. We need.
320, we have an active shooter with a high-power rifle at the front.
An armed man opens fire on the Dallas Police Department headquarters. Bullets rip through the glass walls and windows as officers inside drop to the floor and search for cover. Now, let's rewind one day and see how the suspect prepared for the attack. On June 12, 2015, a man walked into a gun store. He purchased 18 boxes of rifle ammunition and other equipment. Several days earlier, the man had purchased a 1995 Ford van on eBay for $8,250. But this was no ordinary van. The listing on the website described it as an assault vehicle and troop transport for the zombie apocalypse. The van had an armored body, firing ports, bulletproof windows, benches for transporting people, and reinforced bumpers. On the evening of June 12th, the man loaded weapons into the van: an AR-15 rifle, an SKS carbine, a handgun, and a shotgun. He also placed bags containing explosives and ammunition inside the vehicle. During the early morning hours of June 13th, the armored van arrived at the Dallas Police Department headquarters on South Lamar Street. The suspect removed several bags containing explosives from the van. He placed the bags in the parking lot near the police building and climbed back into the armored vehicle. From inside the armored vehicle, the man opened fire through the firing ports. A barrage of gunfire shattered the glass facade, windows, and the desk where the officer on duty was stationed. One officer survived only because he had stepped away to get a soda just a few seconds before the shooting began.
This is headquarters. Somebody just shot out the front glass. We need some elements up here.
Information about the attack was broadcast over the police radio, and patrol officers rushed to the police headquarters.
Still shooting guys, shoot the officers arriving, careful on the approach. Hey, somebody check that van out front.
He going over to the van. Check the van. Now the lights are. Oh!
The suspect got out of the armored vehicle and continued shooting. Because the man kept moving around, officers initially believed there were multiple attackers.
Off at that fucking cop car.
Damn, that nigga shoot at the cop.
This is their automatic rifle fire and their target officers approaching.
320, make sure all elements are very cautious.
Rifle come across the street.
Your car fire, guys. What's car fire?
Hey, you did say they were busting at the front door. Oh shit!
Are y'all taping?
More and more police units arrived at the scene, but the officers could not stop the attacker because their weapons could not penetrate the van's armor.
320, we have an active shooter with a high-power rifle at the front.
At one point, the suspect stopped shooting. He stepped on the gas and drove the armored vehicle toward the officers.
Oh shit, he's gonna hit that cop car.
Oh my God.
The van rammed a police cruiser while the suspect continued firing.
How come it took so long for the cops?
No officers were injured during the attack. The suspect turned the van around and drove down Lamar Street. Soon, the armored vehicle entered Interstate 45. A large convoy of police vehicles pursued the van. Along the van's route, an officer deployed spike strips.
spike strip. He hit the spike strip. Driver's side wheels have gone flat on this vehicle.
Apparently, the armored vehicle's tires were punctured, but despite this, the van continued driving for several more miles. Eventually, the armored vehicle stopped near a restaurant in Hutchins.
West of the Jack in the Box, that's 3 stops.
Officers parked behind the van, got out of their patrol cars, and began approaching the armored vehicle. The suspect suddenly opened fire. Bullets struck the patrol vehicles, but none of the officers were injured. The officers returned fire, but the van's armored body withstood shots from handguns and rifles. The officers took cover behind a nearby building and began watching the van from a protected position. SWAT officers were called to the scene. Officers managed to contact the suspect by phone. The shooter was identified as 35-year-old James Lance Bulware. During the phone call, the man said that the police had taken his son away. Bulware also said, "You made me a terrorist. You're all corrupt. I'm going to blow you up."
He's saying he's got the van rigged with explosives. Heard gunfire from the vehicle after it stopped.
While the standoff continued, officers near the police headquarters discovered 5 suspicious bags. A bomb disposal robot was brought to the scene. When the robot attempted to lift one of the bags, it exploded. No one was injured in the explosion. That bag and another one contained pipe bombs and fragmentation materials. With each passing minute, the suspect became increasingly aggressive and agitated. Officers realized that they could not reach the suspect with conventional weapons, so SWAT proposed using a .50 BMG rifle.
I have a 50 cal ready. We're on the north side here by the bank.
A sniper took up a position on the highway where he had a clear view of the target. With the first shots, the officer disabled the vehicle's engine. Because negotiations had reached an impasse at approximately 5 a.m., the sniper was authorized to use deadly force. The officer fired a shot, after which the suspect stopped responding to police and no longer reacted to their questions. The officers did not approach the armored vehicle immediately. There was a possibility that armed accomplices were inside or that an explosive device had been planted. Officers deployed a bomb disposal robot. Using the robot, police shattered the windshield. Then, to neutralize any possible explosives, they used a water charge. After that, officers moved closer and discovered Bulware inside the van. He had suffered a fatal gunshot wound. Inside the armored vehicle, officers found a large amount of ammunition, several firearms, and explosive devices. During the bomb disposal operation, an explosion occurred and the armored vehicle caught fire. Ammunition inside began detonating. The officers moved to a safe distance and waited for the armored vehicle to burn out completely. Police later determined that James Lance Bulware worked as an auto mechanic. In 2013, he was arrested for assaulting his own mother and possessing marijuana. After family conflicts, Child Protective Services took Bulware's 11-year-old son away from him. Bulware blamed Child Protective Services and the police, which ultimately led him to carry out the attack. Several hours before the attack, Bulware's father tried to convince his son that the police were simply doing their job, but the suspect said that the world would be better off without police officers.